What's up, you guys? After Reacts here, and today I'm going to be reacting to some more Stargate SG-1. This is Season 5, Episode 10, I believe. So yeah. How's everyone going? Are you good? I hope you're good. My hair is sticking out a little bit. Let's go over the comments. This other team seems too competent to be Russian military. Yeah, I didn't think they were competent at all. I don't know about you. It's weird that Marduk didn't take this one... Take one of the Russians from the first team as a host. He could have been out there long before SG-1 even showed up. Yeah. If SG-1 hadn't fled, then Earth would have had no warning and no idea what was happening. Their duty was to leave and ask for further orders. I guess. Add flashback to you acting gangster to the edit of 508 twice, maybe because it was mentioned twice. No worries, I got you, Fruits. Which, by the way, it's totally been done. I wonder if I can show you, actually. No. You know what? No. You want to see it? You watch that edit when it comes out. Thanks for the applaud for the custom intro. As for getting a big ego, yes, that ship has sailed. Hell yeah. Not planned, but I mentioned the stupid hat just a little too much, and here you go. Counteracting the stupid hat ratio wearing the Jane hat. Nice one, Fruits. You look like a total dork. I love it. Added later. Oh, you took it off. Oh, well, it was fun while it lasted. Keep being weird, Fruits. Please don't ever change. You're the best. Would you judge me if I told you that, like, it's literally been sitting on the ground since I took it off? Could you imagine you're a god? You send your servants down to a planet to save the people you created. But said people are like, nah, we're good. We're just gonna stay here because our god wants us to die. Meanwhile, up in imaginary heaven, the most epic face palms take place. Yes, so the edits you were trying to find were still in work in progress. I was keeping my bestie company, which honestly is something I enjoy more than anything else, including editing. I'm sure you'll be able to show off the web slinging effect soon. Add it now. They're all done. Web slinging is not in the fixed chibi version of the edit, just in case you feel like showing it off. No, I'm not going to. You want to see it? You watch the edit. It's good. Are you seriously singing the Bananas and Pajamas lyrics in the SG-1 intro theme? You good? Are you sure? Well, let's be honest. We need a Bananas and Pajamas SG-1 intro. Just saying. Yeah, I think O'Neill would have been well within his right to ask the Russian colonel to have his team speak English. English is much more commonly spoken language, and, well, I've been in situations where people around me are speaking a language that I don't speak, and you're right. For all we know, those people and these Russians could be saying something you'd rather not be privy to. Exactly. You don't know. In situations like this, we need to be out in the open, you know? Damn it. Seeing this episode, I realized I missed the perfect opportunity to add more intentionally bad subtitles to the Russian characters. Yes. Okay. Not that I'd want O'Neill to die in this situation or anything, but Russian Colonel and O'Neill are in a standoff, and the Goa'uld comes in and immediately gives away that he's the bad guy. Yeah, why? That was so stupid and convenient. The Goa'uld could have pretended to still be one of the Russian soldiers and picked off O'Neill and Russian Colonel right there and there. I mean, that would still leave him to deal with Sam, Teal'c, and Daniel, but the odds would have gone up for the Goa'uld a bit. Exactly. It was a stupid move. No wonder you got tricked in and put under the ground or whatever. No wonder you were trapped. Now, fruits, according to the map Carter showed, the ion cannons in Australia wouldn't be anywhere near Melbourne. Fuck! It's alright, we didn't get them in the end anyways. One would be in the northern part of the Northern Territory, and the other one looks like it's somewhere in New South Wales to the right of Sydney. Of course Sydney gets one. Of course. Melbourne doesn't get anything! Whatever. Yep, that's not just creepy, it's a whole lot of creepy to have your house AI sound like a woman you barely even know. I mean, Narum has met Carter for like a whole of 2 episodes prior to this in total. Yikes. Yeah, I was weirded out. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, if someone had, like, if one of you guys, like, I enjoy your company, I enjoy reading your comments, I enjoy communicating with you guys, that's great. But, like, if I walked into your house and it would, and the greeting was like, you know, hello, George, welcome back, in my voice, I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna go now. I don't want to be here anymore. Nah, duh, Tanith isn't the big man in charge of this operation, but who is? Yeah, not sure how that would work. You're right, shooting the building with all of the bombs in it, in my mind too, should have called a your word, I hope I spelled it right. I just call it an explosion. I mean, the planet was under attack from space. SG-1 left to fight for another day. That's not really anything that you can do with a couple of P-90s against a ship bombarding the planet from orbit. I mean, he could have left. Why did Narum stay? Given Narum's message being cut off and knowing the ion cannons were no longer useful against the Goa'uld, it sounded like an awful, like, they just got bombed back into the Stone Age. Will we see them again? Who knows? I think probably they are dead. Now that I've, like, you know, had a whole week to think about it. Yeah, they're super dead. We've made lots of jokes about this at this point. You know, like, here's the race that's like, we're so superior to you, but, like, you know, we dead now. So, like, whatevs. They destroyed not only one, like, their original planet or whatever, but their new planet is gone too. And yet, here we are, still just sitting on our planet. All nice and cozy. Get wrecked. Anyways, let's get into the episode. Roar! Oh, that just almost fell off.
Previously, on Stargate SG-1.
Oh, this is, future stuff. Like, don't go to...
Under no circumstances go to P4C 970, Colonel Jack O'Neill. This looks like your handwriting.
That is my handwriting.
That looks like blood, sir.
I want P4C 970 removed from the dialing computer immediately.
I wonder why you sent it. I wonder when.
Welcome back, SG-1.
Break out the fishing gear, General. Our job here is done.
Alrighty-o. Well, that was Stargate SG-1, Season 5, Episode 10.
I take it your mission was successful.
In a word, sir, yes.
In 2 words, yes, sir.
Your initial report said the Volians were a simple agrarian society.
That they are?
The Volians introduced us to another race, friends of theirs.
Who, while lacking a sense of humor, make up for it in advanced technology.
No.
They just wanted to make sure that we were trustworthy first.
We may have found a race both willing and capable of defending this world against the Goa'uld.
Oh no, see,
that
they're a
they are
friend of a
raised with
friend in
convince
this
you.
episode.
We just wrapped up several hours of talks with a guy named...
Bourne.
Boren, who really lacks a sense of humor. But he wants the negotiations to move up to the state level.
Well done, people.
This episode of Stargate, we go back to the Ashen. An episode we dealt with where they were in like 2010, I think, or something. And then they couldn't reproduce and they decided to send back a thing through the Stargate to be like, don't go here. Should have mentioned that their name was the Ashen. It could have been very useful information, but instead they just wrote down a bunch of numbers.
So, out of security concerns, the Ashen wish not to reveal the location of their home world until we have an agreement.
Well, that's a bit awkward, because,
Seems
no.
appropriate, seeing as how they don't have an iris like ours. Bourne said that both the Ashen and Volian gates were discovered buried like ours was, and no DHD was ever recovered.
Naturally, the Ashen tried dialing numerous symbol combinations, but without a DHD to compensate for stellar drift, they were stuck, just like we were. It was only after Daniel's discovery of the cartouche on Abydos that we were able to make the drift calculations to successfully dial other planets. Add to that the database that Colonel O'Neill retrieved from the Library of the Ancients. We can offer access to an entire galaxy of worlds and races the Ashen never even knew existed.
The news must have come as a shock to them.
Oh, not really.
What Jack is trying to say is that if they were surprised, they'd never show it.
They don't get excited in general. It's like an entire planet of accountants.
Colonel O'Neill mistrusts the Ashen.
I didn't say that.
Indeed you did, on several occasions.
No, I didn't. What I said was, I didn't trust people without a sense of humor. Especially that boring guy.
Boring.
I know his name. He was boring.
The Ashen have agreed to meet our representative on P3A-194 tomorrow. Colonel O'Neill, both you and Major Carter are to make yourselves available to the ambassador's consultants.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Jackson, in the meantime, I'd like you and Teal to
I just realized
confer with
that's
the
her,
Volians
like,
to
future
find out how
husband,
they feel about
right?
the Ashen.
In that episode?
I can tell you their feelings right now,
I just
sir.
Dig a little
realized, yeah.
deeper. Find out from the Volians if the Ashen are the good neighbors they seem to be. Embark at 0700. Gentlemen?
I was like, they seem to be, like, focusing on them, and then I just
Creating knowledge
realized.
of the Stargate. I probably use a little more of that knowledge myself.
After you, Ambassador. Anything yet?
The computer should have it down to a handful of candidates by tomorrow.
Candidates?
Yeah, we're trying to determine the location of the Ashen home planet.
Good.
How can you do that without the coordinates?
In my early work with the Stargate program, I theorized that, all things being equal, the outside limit for a lock between two Stargates without a DHD was 300 light years. The computer is searching for viable coordinates within that radius of the Volian system, P3A-194.
Because the Ashen homeworld is somewhere within this area.
There's a 70% probability.
If the Ashen are so powerful, why don't they want us to know?
But until we share our database with them, they have only our word of what's out there. If we didn't have an iris, I think we'd do the same.
Morning.
This is what you're wearing?
What's wrong with it?
Nothing.
Chevron 4 encoded.
You look fine.
Well, yeah, they said I didn't have to wear a uniform. I just want to make a good impression.
You look great. Very sharp.
Thank you.
Chevron 6 encoded.
It's the shoes. They're gonna get ruined. It's a farm planet.
Chevron 7 locked.
Enjoy the ride, Ambassador. We'll look forward to your return.
Hey, it looks just like,
Oh, yeah. Just when you think you're not in Kansas anymore, turns out you are.
We'll go see what we can dig up. Have fun. What is that sound?
Now look.
It's called a harvester. The Ashen have provided hundreds of them all over the planet. When a field is ready, the machine harvests the crop and then brings it to the Stargate for transport to the Ashen home world.
We're gonna want a few of those.
I'm sure that can be arranged, Colonel.
Warren!
I thought I made it clear your weapons were unnecessary.
Oh, I thought you were joking around. You know, like you always do.
Warren, may I introduce our official representative, Ambassador Joseph Baxon of the United States.
I bring you greetings
I am not your counterpart. The Harvester possesses a suitable compartment. This way, please.
Calculated a total of 5 possible Stargate coordinates within a 300 light-year radius of P3A-194.
And there's a good chance one of them is the Ashen world.
Well, of the 5, these 3 were just calculated, so they're unexplored. This one was determined uninhabitable by a MALT probe 3 years ago. And so this one This gate was locked out of our dialing computer by your order.
You're telling me there's a 1 in 4 chance that the Ashen homeworld is a planet that I ordered off limits?
Yes, sir.
Sergeant, have SG teams 312 and 15 report to the briefing room as soon as possible.
I know what you should do. Dial it, send a probe through or whatever, and then like ask them, are you the Ashen? And then they'll be like, yes or no. Or they'll destroy it. And then you'll have your answer.
You said you'd not likely be this way again.
Yeah, we wanted to learn more about your relationship with the Ashen.
What would you like to know?
They've never been unreasonable with your people in any way.
They just float around in their harvesters mostly.
Okay.
When next you speak to one, tell them I got iron root in my south field.
Iron root, well, maybe we can help.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna want a few of these, too.
Ambassador, allow me to
I'm
introduce
guessing
your
this is the
counterpart
same
from
guy
the Confederation.
from the last episode.
I offer greetings from our president in the hope that we can forge a friendship that will enrich both our peoples.
This seating arrangement is suitable for our negotiations. Please.
Mind if I check out the view first? Daniel Teal, we're on board one of their harvesters. When you get back, report to Ham and let him know the proceedings have begun.
Copy that, and good luck.
Here it is. And it goes deep, I'll tell you that.
Keel, we can probably take care of this for you with Teal's staff weapon.
General Hammond's request was to gather information.
And he also said we should dig a little deeper.
There's a jug of my best sweet water in it for you, if you manage.
Okay.
Have you discovered something, Daniel Jackson?
Oh, God, I hope not. Probably, though.
There appears to be no sign of battle, Daniel Jackson.
I can tell you that barring natural disaster, it generally takes the forces of nature several centuries to bury a city. This place looks like it was just plowed over recently.
Perhaps to create farmland.
Maybe the Volians had their own version of a Luddite movement. Whoever did this to the Volians of the Ashen, they probably did it long after the city was already abandoned.
There are no human remains.
Exactly. The question is, why?
Probably because they went
I
extinct.
think it might have been a public building of some sort. I'm gonna go inside and take a look around.
It may be extremely dangerous.
Yes, it may. I'm gonna go inside and take a look around.
Why have these Friends of Earth not already provided you with the defense technologies that you seek from us?
Most of the advanced races that we've befriended have hesitated to share their technology with us for fear that we could use it to destroy ourselves.
True friends would endeavor to prevent that. You have changed the way in which we view the universe. Do not underestimate what we offer in return for that gift. We can put an end to disease, double the human lifespan, provide the means to cross entire continents in a single step. Much more than simply a means to defend yourselves against your enemies. We offer Earth membership within the Ashen Confederation.
Chevron 1 encoded.
Sir, Pentagon, line 1. This is Hammond. Yes, sir. We were just about to do...
Chevron 2 encoded.
Understood. Sergeant, abort the dialing sequence. SG-15, your recon mission has been scrubbed until further notice. You may stand down.
Why?
What's going on?
That's what I aim to find out.
Okay. Now, if I'm right, these are newspapers.
There seems to be faint pictures.
Yes, and hopefully they'll paint 1,000 words.
This cavern may be unstable. I believe it would be best if we return to the surface.
I don't think so. If this doesn't serve our purposes, we're gonna have to take another look around. And if the Ashen really do have something to hide, I don't think we're gonna get a second chance.
Good. You're very trusting of this too.
You seem pensive.
No, I was just thinking. You're offering a lot more than we asked for.
Our motives are not entirely selfless. Perhaps you offer more than you give yourself credit for.
Access to the Stargate network.
And the promise of much more, Major Carter. An introduction to the advanced races that you have befriended, just as the Volians introduced you to us. Your ways and culture will enrich ours. The Ashen are not the natural explorers that you so obviously are. Fortified by our technology, you can continue your exploration. Share with us what you learn.
You understand I have to present your offer to our leaders.
You'll find we're a very patient people, Ambassador. In the meantime, I will also confer with my leadership and recommend to them the immediate commencement of trade between our worlds. I look forward to our future together.
I don't. Of course you do. You're in love with Carter.
Well, that was easy.
This was just the first stage. If you thought it was too easy, believe me, you won't feel that way when we're done.
So I'm the only one that has a bad feeling about this.
Yes. Just checking.
Here's something.
You're not the only one.
The headline says something about a pandemic, some sort of, I can't translate that, maybe fever. Now, assuming the Ashen are the newcomers in this article, they provided a, can't translate that word either, but it appears to have been some sort of vaccine, and the Valiant people were immensely grateful.
Which serves to prove the Ashen are honorable.
Actually, all it proves is that the city was abandoned sometime after they made contact with the Ashen. And cities are usually abandoned when civilizations fall.
Perhaps they relocated elsewhere within the Ashen Confederation.
I don't much like the sound of that either. Keel said he'd never been anywhere else.
The city has been abandoned for many years.
Yes, but long enough ago for Keel to have absolutely no idea it was ever here.
Welcome back. As per your instructions, Ambassador, an Air Force jet is standing by at Peterson to take you back to Washington just as soon as you're cleared by our doctors.
History will remember your contribution to this.
O'Neill, 2 L's.
And Major, next time I'm in the neighborhood, I know a restaurant that beats your mess, hands down.
I'd like that.
Can you not? Go away.
The Ashen vaccine had a side effect. I don't know what. Might be an Ashen word, but I know it was big news around here.
How would you know this, Daniel Jackson?
Oh, some big black letters. Ashen vaccine causes something.
Daniel, Keel?
We're in an underground cavern. The Ashen know we're down here?
Negative. Keel said you were digging a hole around here.
Yeah. Stay put. We'll come meet you.
Boy, when they dig a hole.
Daniel, where exactly are you?
We're in the buried ruins of the Volian Union's capital city. By all accounts, a thriving metropolis. That is, I think, until the Ashen wipe them out.
What happened to them?
Well, all we know is that there was a flu pandemic, similar to the one on Earth in 1918 that killed over 20 million people. Now that is when the Ashen came.
Through the Stargate?
Actually, in ships. You see, the Volian Gate wasn't discovered until years later. They befriended the Volians, offered them a vaccine for their epidemic, and saved their world. And by all accounts, the Ashen were heroes to the Volians, and their friendship lasted for years. But then, something happened.
What?
We found no evidence of battle.
I found one clue. This word loosely translates as medicine, vaccine, drug, followed by from, the newcomers, followed by causes, followed by some word I can't translate. Now, this was the latest issue of the paper we could find, which most likely indicates the paper shut down or was shut down the very next day.
Vaccine causes what?
I don't know, but it caused something. Because in the span of 200 years, the Volians went from an urban civilization of millions to an agrarian civilization of thousands, after they were saved by the Ashen.
General, you have to speak to the president.
I just tried. He's being briefed by the ambassador and won't take my call.
General, I never did cash in on that open invitation to visit the White House. Remember last time we saved the world?
Driver, Pennsylvania Avenue is that way. We're picking up another passenger.
Well, Starsky, or is it Hutch? I can never remember which one you are.
Kinsey. What the hell are you doing here?
You should have heard the president when he heard you were coming to change his mind. Man, oh man, he can be cruel.
The treaty's a mistake.
You were the one who recommended it in the first place.
I was wrong.
Hell, this was worth it just to hear that. Let me tell you what it comes down to, Colonel. Those of us who actually have been voted into office would like the opportunity to make the damn decisions about the governments we make treaties with. I just wonder how things turn out. You know, without you being a hero anymore.
This has nothing to do with me.
And I wonder how far you'd go to stop me from becoming president of the United States.
You think this is about you? Of all the self-centered, egotistical...
Egotistical? You're the one who can't stop playing God with our future. The minute we try to make a deal for alien technology, you decide that they're the wrong kind of aliens. Even our current president's begun to see the pattern. And boy, he love you. Rest assured,
I mean,
we know all about
he's been
the
right.
probabilities, the 1 in 4 chances.
Kinsey, you're in way over your head.
Am I? This is really a political matter, Colonel, which will require bilateral approval. And that's why the president put me in charge of the next stage of negotiations.
Ambassador Faxon has asked that Colonel Neal and Major Carter accompany him again.
I thought we were out of it.
Apparently he's insisted. Senator Kinsey has agreed, but only to Major Carter, which presents us with a window of opportunity.
What can I do?
Force their hand somehow.
If we accuse them directly, they may simply lie.
We don't have to. I have an idea.
Major, I can't order you to do this.
I know, sir. When do we leave?
Chevron 1 encoded.
Historic day, General.
Let's hope so, Senator.
Actually, I was referring to your retirement.
Mullen, Boren.
Ambassador, Major Carter.
Colonel O'Neill has not accompanied you?
His duties require him elsewhere.
Of course.
It is my pleasure to offer a gesture of our own. Coordinates and Stargate symbols to several new worlds.
It is our honor to receive such a gift.
Our leaders would also like to extend an invitation to Earth to formalize our treaty.
All in time.
By the way, Boren.
Would you read this aloud for me? I couldn't quite translate it.
Of course. Sterility.
We knew what you were planning, Mullen. This just confirms it.
What are you talking about?
Vaccine causes sterility. That was the headline. You wiped out most of the Volian
Smart,
population
Daniel.
and turned their entire world into farmland.
Lock them in here. We have a treaty to conclude.
If we don't come back alive, the treaty is off.
That'll be your loss. We have what we wanted.
Listen. Dialing the Stargate. Dialing Earth.
What is that?
I don't know, but we gotta find out.
I don't know where this is located from the ship that we see. What?
When I get to the bottom, follow me down. We'll only have a few seconds over the gate. Just do what I tell you, when I tell you.
Where's Major Carter?
I wonder if he's not gonna make it out of this. It's a sharp knife.
What in God's name is going on here?
When they knew we were onto them, they launched a bioweapon. I had to warn you. I couldn't wait for the ambassador. I'm sorry, sir.
Colonel, I asked you a question.
You did good, Major.
Thank you, sir.
I swear, O'Neill. There's going to be an investigation into this.
Alright, good luck.
Fine. O'Neill. 2 L's.
That's 3. Why are you holding up 3 fingers?
I guess we dodged a bullet there.
Senator Kinsey appears most displeased.
Yeah, that's a crying shame, isn't it? I just hope we don't regret giving them those gate addresses. I don't think we will. First one being a black hole and all. They get progressively darker after that. Carter, you alright?
Smart. Alrighty. Well, that was Stargate SG-1, Season 5, Episode 10. I like that we came back to another story that we've dealt with in the past. Like, it's almost like it was fate for them to run into the Ashen no matter what. But in this way, like, they finally dealt with them, I suppose. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll encounter them again. But then again, they might have already gone to Black Hole Planet. Or the Blended Dimension. Yeah. I enjoyed this one. Carter's future husband was left behind. Probably didn't make it then. Too bad for him. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.